हेलो एवरीवन, जय हिंद एंड वेलकम टू द प्लेटफॉर्म ऑफ श्रीराम साइंस। आप सभी का स्वागत है श्रीराम साइंस के प्लेटफॉर्म पर। एंड इन टुडेज सेशन विल बी डिस्कसिंग अबाउट इंडियाज राइट टू सेल्फ डिफेंस अगेंस्ट टेररिज्म। नाउ ये न्यूज में किस लिए था? बिकॉज व्हेन वी टॉक अबाउट आवर एक्सटर्नल अफेयर्स मिनिस्टर जयशंकर जी, तो ही हैड मेड अ पार्लियामेंट्री स्टेटमेंट रिसेंटली जहां पर he had given a declaration in Lok Sabha, and this marks a very distinctive and definitive policy shift for the India as well, जहां पर India has attained a assertive kind of stance, जहां पर we have publicly asserted that it is our inherent right to self-defend against the terrorism, and this is well under the international law as well. Now, we all know about the Operation Sindoor and what happened during that period of time. 22 अप्रैल के टाइम पर आपका पहलगांव में आतंकी हमला होता है जिसमें there were about 26 people who were massacred, and ultimately वहां पर this was a state sponsored terrorism, जहां पर कि जो टेररिस्ट थे, जो आतंकवादी थे, वो सीमा को उल्लंघन कर सीमा को आपका पार करके हमारे देश में आकर they did this crime. So ultimately this was when the Operation Sindoor was launched. It was a calibrated security response जहां पर precision target counter terrorism operation जो है वो आपका कंडक्ट किया गया with proper strategic restraint and even the proportionality as well. And ultimately there is a democratic accountability when it comes to India, because India is a democratic nation, and over here we have parliamentary discussions that have ensured the proper civilian oversight over the Operation Sindoor, as well as transparency and the constitutional legitimacy as well. At the same time, we will be discussing about this in the complete session, but do not forget to like this session and even share this session with your friends. और साथ ही साथ if you are encountering any kind of problem, कहीं पर भी कोई भी दिक्कत है, परेशानी है, आप हमें reach out कर सकते हैं at Shri Ram's IAS for your UPSC preparation, for your civil services preparation, जहां पर we are offering you with free 1:1 गाइडेंस एंड द मेंटरशिप, जिसके लिए आपको सिर्फ इतना करना है कि आपको जो डिस्क्रिप्शन बॉक्स में दिया गया है लिंक गूगल फॉर्म का, उसको फिल कर देना है, एंड आवर मेंटर्स will get connected to you. Now when it comes to terrorism, so the terrorism is an armed attack. Alright, जब हम बात करते हैं क्रॉस बॉर्डर टेररिज्म की, so the Pakistan have tried thrice, not just once but thrice, to launch a massive war against India, और 3 बार उसने ऐसा किया, ठीक है। लेकिन उसके बाद जब 1999 में कारगिल में उसने अपने मुंह की खाई, उसके बाद से जो पाकिस्तान है दैट हैव बैक्ड द क्रॉस बॉर्डर टेररिज्म। एंड अल्टीमेटली अगर बात करें तो क्रॉस बॉर्डर टेररिज्म इज जस्ट नॉट टेररिज्म, बट इट इज एन एक्ट ऑफ एग्रेशन अंडर द इंटरनेशनल ह्यूमैनिटेरियन लॉ एज वेल। एट द सेम टाइम देयर इज सॉवरेनिटी वायलेशन, जहां पर टेरिटोरियल इंटीग्रिटी हैड बीन कॉम्प्रोमाइज्ड बाय पाकिस्तान बाय द स्टेट स्पॉन्सर्ड प्रॉक्सी वॉरफेयर दैट इट इज फाइटिंग सिंस द 1999 वॉर, दैट इज कारगिल वॉर, जिसके बाद उसने अपने मुंह की खाई और उसके बाद उसके पास सीधे लड़ने की जगह the Pakistan country is basically entering into or entered into an era जहां पर there was a state sponsored proxy warfare that it has launched against India. But at the same time, जैसे मैंने आपसे बोला कि इंटरनेशनल लॉ जो है वो आपका क्या कहता है, तो यूएन चार्टर आर्टिकल 51 says that nothing in the present charter shall impair the inherent right of individual or collective self-defense if an armed attack occurs. So this is under Article 51 of UN Charter. और ये सीधा तौर पे ये बोलता है कि this is the inherent right, जहां पर आपका जो है नेचुरल राइट है आपके कंट्री की, जहां पर जो है आप अपने आप को सेल्फ डिफेंड कर सकते हैं, एंड दिस इज नॉट ग्रांटेड बाय, और दिस इनहेरेंट राइट और द नेचुरल राइट इज नॉट ग्रांटेड बाय द चार्टर, बट इट इज एक्चुअली द नेचुरल राइट ऑफ एनी कंट्री. एंड अल्टीमेटली व्हेन इट सेज दैट देयर इज नो रिक्वायरमेंट फॉर प्रायर सिक्योरिटी काउंसिल अप्रूवल और ऑथराइजेशन, एंड अ कंट्री कैन गेट इनटू द इमीडिएट एक्शन अगर if there is any kind of the armed attack that occurs over the soil of the country. All right. At the same time, when it comes to the India's legal position, so over here the terror attacks, they have constituted the armed attack over the soil of India, जहां पर जो terrorists है they came to India and ultimately they attacked the civilian of India's, all right, or the citizens of India, उनको उन्होंने अटैक किया, and ultimately this is non-state actor violence that have reached the threshold under the international law. At the same time, अगर इंडिया की लीगल पोजीशन की बात करें तो there is a state responsibility doctrine that is there, जहां पर जो states है they are held accountable for the terrorist operation from their territory, and ultimately Pakistan was held accountable for the act of the terrorism that it perpetrated. All right. At the same time, there is proportional response framework as well, जहां पर actions had been calibrated to the necessity and the threat severity. जहां पर अगर बात करें तो हमने सिर्फ वहां पर जाकर उनके जो terrorist outfits हैं उनको आपका destroy किया, and that is what we did. So this is actually a very major doctrinal shift in the strategy, because अगर हम बात करें तो there was historical policy of restraint and patience and diplomatic resolution that India had followed. So there was a strategic restraint that India approached. But at the same time, when we talk about right now, so now we have proactive counter-terrorism that policy that had been framed within the legal frameworks and even the international law as well. So now we are moving from the strategic restraint to assertive defense, and ultimately the operations, they have remained within the bounds of the international laws which are there. So this is when it comes to that there will be no distinction, and this is the doctrine that now India is following. Or the terrorists, whether they are the non-state actors, they are executing the attacks, they will be held accountable. At the same time, the state sponsors like Pakistan, where the governments are providing sanctuary and support, they will be held accountable, and equal accountability will be there, and both will face, the terrorist as well as the state, they will face the legitimate and defensive action from India. That is what External Affairs Minister have said in the parliament, and this message is loud and clear that the safe havens are no longer acceptable under this complete strategic framework that India is implementing in its new doctrine. At the same time, when it comes to the parliament, why External Affairs Minister was there in parliament? Because parliament it provides with the democratic legitimacy, jahan par we have the elected representatives which provide the mandate for the security operation. At the same time, there is a civilian oversight, क्योंकि जहां पर हम बात करते हैं हमारे यहाँ पर, when we talk about the Indian democracy, we have the constitution that is supreme, and ultimately constitutional checks, they prevent the military overreach as well as ensure the accountability of such operations, and ultimately a transparency is maintained जहां पर public disclosure that builds complete national consensus and international credibility as well. At the same time, when it comes to the strategic signaling, it is that there is deterrence that is through clarity. Jahan par there will be explicit communication of red lines and consequences that have created a predictable response framework within Indian doctrine. At the same time, this is transparent doctrine that reduces the miscalculation risk and establishes a credible commitment among the people of India and among the complete nation. इसी के साथ साथ when it comes to the global context, so there is an international audience as well, जहां पर अगर हम बात करें तो operations, they are grounded in the UN Citizen Charter, the Charter, or sorry, not Citizen Charter, UN Charter. तो ultimately जो हमारा जो action था, that is grounded in that charter, where we have the customary international law as well, and we have established that self-defense is our that is our right, that cannot be taken away from India. At the same time, there is a proportional response jahan par force had been calibrated to the threat severity, and we have avoided any kind of excessive collateral impact or the territorial ambitions that India had with Pakistan. At the same time, there is also diplomatic engagement, which is a parallel challenge maintained for the dialogue and de-escalation alongside the security measures that we had taken. Now, why this is not escalatory, why we are not escalating, or this is not escalatory measure or the step that India had taken. So this had a very limited objectives. Jahan par surgical strikes, they have targeted the specific terrorist infrastructure, terrorist outfits, and not the broader military installations that are there. At the same time, there are no territorial claims or the aims of India that we have. The operation have concluded, whereupon the mission had been accomplished and the mission was completed without occupation or annexation of any of the territory of Pakistan. At the same time, this is a defensive posture, jahan par actions, they were there to respond to the attacks rather than to initiate unprovoked offensive campaigns against Pakistan. So ये जो हमारा attack था, that was just a defensive posture, and we have not initiated any kind of attacks over the Pakistani soil. Now, when it comes to India and Pakistan, there had been a proxy warfare era that has been going on for decades. और यहाँ पर जो terrorists हैं, they have been state sponsored via the non-state actors. At the same time, when it comes to the diplomatic engagement, it has very limited military response, and ultimately there had been strategic patience among Indian masses. At the same time, this new doctrine, it establishes India, that for India, there will be cause for the cross-border terrorism, and we will respond because this is our right. At the same time, it demonstrated the capability and political will for the action as well. All right. Now, when it comes to the safeguards, we have legal justification framework, जहां पर comprehensive documentation of the threat assessment and proportionality analysis had been done under the complete international law. At the same time, there is a cabinet committee on security that have approved, and parliamentary briefing had been done to ensure that there is a complete democratic accountability of the actions. And also the transparent post-operation briefings were done to the international partners, and we have explained the complete rationale and the scope of the operation as well. Now, this counter-terror is acting as a foreign policy where there is the intel sharing, there is a bilateral relationships which are involved, as well as there is UN engagement, economic leverage and defense partnership. So it involves all these limbs of the foreign policy, and ultimately terrorism fundamentally have shaped India's diplomatic stance and strategy, jahan par security concerns are inseparable from any of the international relations that we have. Now, this is very important for your UPSC because it covers or it touches your GS paper in GS paper 2, where we are talking about international relations. At the same time, we are also talking about governance. And it also touches your GS paper 3, where we are talking about international security and disaster management. And in essay, you can find relevant themes that deals with terrorism and state response, or the balance between restraint and assertiveness and democracy and national security. So that would be all in today's session, but do not forget to like, share this session and also subscribe to our channel for more such future updates. Thank you, bye-bye, take care and Jai Hind.